You can tell you're getting ready to get into some work when you got these tools out. Because the older I get, those things are no fun. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Ryan with Skyline Acres. Today is a Saturday and it's a cold winter day after we've had a little bit of a warm spell in February. March has turned somewhat cold, but it's in the 30s. I think it's going to be in the 40s today. But anyways, welcome back. Let me show you what today's, well, probably this weekend's project is. Let me flip the camera around here. All right, so as you can tell, Ryan, what is this? Well, this is gonna be a livestock scratch and post that I'm gonna make. So I was on Craigslist a while back, a couple weeks ago, and there's a guy locally that advertises these street sweeper brushes for sale, and he's a cattle farm, and he advertises these things for sale as livestock scratch and post. And what he does, sounded like he went out of state. I didn't go there, my wife went there and picked this thing up, but it sounded like he went out of state and picked these used street sweeper brushes up, and a couple hundred at a time. I think she said 500 at a time, and brings them back to this area and sells them. Now, any of you guys that run these things probably know more than me, but basically he sells them in a 4-foot or an 8-foot version. And if you can tell, this is a 4-foot version. And what they do is they cut down, I guess these things are 8 feet wide to begin with, which kind of makes sense. And they cut them in half and they weld them so they don't unravel. Then you end up with a half of a street sweeper brush. But anyways, he has them on his farm and he uses them. He said the cows love them and all of that. So we're gonna try it. We don't really have any scratch and post or scratching area, so I thought, you know what, let's give this a try. So the core of these things is about 8 inches in diameter. And if you know anything about a fence post, you usually get them, the bigger posts are usually what's called a 6-7, which is in between 6 and 7 inches in diameter. So I went down to the co-op the other day and I took my tape measure and I picked out the biggest post they had within reason without digging through the whole pile. And I think down here this post measures 7.5 inches in diameter. But we just shoved that thing up through the brush and there's not a whole lot of slop. But anyways, the plan is I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna dig a hole, I'm gonna set this fence post. I do have a post hole digger for the tractor, but for one post hole to dig, I can have that hole done by the time I could hook the post hole digger up to the tractor. So I'm gonna dig it by hand. And then what the guy told my wife that he does is he puts one lag bolt through this lip here and then through the post. And because you can't really bolt it from both sides, because you're going to have a 1/2 to 1 inch of slop basically. So you're only really going to get one side tight to the post. I'm going to try to put a second one on so you don't have that lip down here really. I'm going to try to get in here and get in that flat spot there and put me another lag bolt. That way you got one on the top and bottom, and should be tight. But these things are really stiff. I mean, the animals should love this. But anyways, I'm getting ready to go out here. I've got the spot picked out, and let me show you. You can tell you're getting ready to get into some work when you got these tools out, because the older I get, those things are no fun. But anyways, I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna do that, and I'm also gonna set the post in concrete. So let me get to doing that, and I'll catch back up with you guys later. All right, so it's about 45 minutes later, and we have a 42-inch deep hole. The plan was basically to go 40 inches, put 4 inches of gravel in the bottom, and put the post 36 inches, 3 feet. But anyways, it's 42 inches deep, and I mean, right there it is. But the nice thing was, on our property, I built all our fence as well, and it's hit or miss. I mean, sometimes you'll hit boulders down in there, football-sized rocks, all different kind of stuff. This, easy digging, easy peasy. It was the perfect moisture right now, and I didn't hit but 2 rocks the whole entire hole, and they weren't but fist-sized rocks. So anyways, I'm gonna go get the post, put a little bit of gravel down in here, and get this thing concreted in. All right, so here we are. We got the post concreted into the hole. I've got the braces up, got everything perfectly level, and just kind of walking around here, you can see that there's your concrete, and you got your braces up there. This is the fast set concrete, so it sets up really fast. This is evening time now. I'm probably I've got, you see the we have an electric fence gate right there. I'm gonna leave the animals out. You can see them over there, Ruby and the goats, but I'll leave them out for a few more hours, let this set up real good, and then I'll let them back in. But anyways, just wanted to show you we got the concrete in with the post. And then, like I say, today's a Saturday, so maybe tomorrow, I don't really have the lag bolts right now, but maybe tomorrow we will mount the brush onto the post. All right, guys, so it's now a couple days later. This is an evening after work. This particular evening was super cold and windy. We were actually under a wind advisory with 30 to 50 mile per hour wind gust. And it was in the 30s, so the feels like was definitely in the 20s or below. That's why I've got my coveralls and everything on. But I wanted to wait a couple days to do anything with it, to let the concrete set up, which it was. So now I'm taking the braces off the post. As you can see, I recorded an intro for this little piece, but it was too windy, and I don't really have the microphones and everything for that. So that's why I'm doing a voiceover. But you'll see here in a minute, I used the tractor to drop the brush down onto the post. And it was pretty simple. I just used 2 3/8 by 5-inch galvanized lag bolts, one on the top and one on the bottom, and I lag bolted the brush to the post, and it is super solid. Okay guys, so the camera died on that last hyperlapse and I don't know where it died at. But anyways, we got the brush up. Right here it is. It was really simple to install. I don't know if you could hear on that hyperlapse or not, but I used a 5-inch lag bolt at the top and a 5-inch lag bolt at the bottom. And that thing is solid as a rock. So it is not going anywhere. So anyways, the animals are kind of walking past it right now, a little apprehensive. So once they figure out what it is, they'll really like this thing. All right guys, thanks a lot and have a good day.